The Turkish military is strengthening its units along the Syrian-Turkish border. A military convoy, including several tanks, was sent to the southern province of Hatay to help reinforce border units there. Earlier, it was reported that the military hit several targets belonging to an offshoot of the PKK terror group in Syria's Aleppo province. On Saturday, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan issued a warning to terror groups trying to settle along the border. TRT World's Ahmed Albarai joins us now from Hatay. Ahmed, Turkey's military sources say this convoy is headed to reinforce border units. Is that the extent of what's happening, or is this simply a first step before a major offensive, potentially?
Well, Sandra, President Erdogan repeatedly reiterated that a possible operation is imminent at any moment because Turkey will never allow its national security to be jeopardized by these terrorist organizations, as he labels them. Turkey considers the YPG and the SDF as an offshoot of the terror organization here in Turkey, PKK, and that is listed also by the United States and Europe as well. And that's why you see recently the building up of these military installments in Idlib, inside Idlib. We've been there yesterday on Saturday, and we've heard the shelling of the artillery units from these installments, military installments of a Turkish army toward Afrin. That is the region mainly controlled by the Kurdish militias YPG. So it is possible that in the coming few days, if the United States doesn't consider the sensitivity of the Turkish issue with the YPG, things could retaliate at any moment.
And if fighting does escalate, how will that affect life for Syrians already living in crowded refugee camps? You yourself have been to some of these shelters in recent days. Can they spare any resources if more people are coming to these camps?
Well, it's essentially the people there are already in dire conditions in terms of the humanitarian crisis, what's going on in the south with the regime and the other rebel groups, the influx of refugees still coming in. There are hundreds of thousands, like at least 200 people have recently been displaced internally inside Syria to Idlib province because of the ongoing assaults of the regime on the south. And the Prime Minister here is warning that if this continues, more influx of refugees could happen. So we've been to Syria today morning, and we had the chance to talk to Afrin president, the Disaster and Emergency Management Authority here in Turkey, who established a new a refugee camp inside Idlib. Let's listen to what he had to say.
In the last months or maybe weeks, we prepared this land after Aleppo evacuation 1 year ago, and for just in case to be used. And unfortunately, in these days, we get prepared this camp, and in the next week, we will be taking the new families to be here, because just around this area, about 20,000 people came from South Idlib or Northern Hama to this site. And all around Idlib, in the last month, or let's say that in the last 40 days, about 100,000 people displaced because of the regime attacks. Although, I mean, you know, Astana discussions and Sochi discussions, we were very happy that at least there is a certain ceasefire and people are fine in wherever they are. But what's happening in the last 2 months is it can create a new displacement wave. That's why we are now getting ready for a new displacement.
So this is what the Afrin president had to say about this, to say the conditions inside Idlib, still the people are going, and he anticipates that there could be other refugee camps like the one we've been to today if the ongoing strikes didn't stop.
All right, Ahmed Albarai, thanks for bringing us that update from the Turkish-Syrian border.